Personally, we have been blessed through the counseling side, taking on the load of carrying a church, having been in ministry for the last 16 years. This was definitely a higher demand, and having a place to go to not only be spiritually prepared and ready for what God's called you to do, but emotionally prepared. It has been such a useful tool in helping us stay there, and anytime we face something that maybe is too much for us at that time. In a pastoral position, you could feel alone, and we don't feel that way because we do have somebody where you can go talk freely and confidentially, and not only do they just give you sound wisdom and guidance, but they pray with you. There's a whole spiritual aspect to it, which is, I think, one of the more powerful components to the counseling part. And so we've been really blessed by that. As well as a church body, we've been blessed just recognizing the need for believers to understand their authority in prayer, that when they pray as a believer, that God listens to them. God hears those prayers, and not having to live in a place of feeling like my prayers are bouncing off the ceiling, but knowing that because of what Jesus has done, not necessarily what we've done, but what Jesus has done, we have the authority to go to God and ask for what we need. And as well as when we're dealing with things in our life, strongholds or things in our past, things that are going on right now, spiritually, and understanding our authority as a believer, which is, so huge. And that is something we wanted to bring to the body that we share with and we serve, wanting them to know that, because God doesn't want us to live defeated. He doesn't want us to live as defeated Christians. It kind of is the opposite of, the whole thing that Jesus has done for us. It's to be victorious. It's to live victorious. And part of that is, and I just think about the scripture, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. You have to know. They don't even know they don't know. And that's one thing that we've definitely been blessed with Kingdom, being able to bring that and have conferences and have teachings available to whoever is interested in that, whether they want to be on a prayer team or they just want to know for themselves, and their families and their lives personally. So we have been very blessed by that.
If you're out there and you are on the cusp of wondering if you should go or if you shouldn't go, I've been in your shoes before. I've been exactly where you've been. And I was one of those onlookers at first and wondering, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to go? And I always thought that, man, you have to be really messed up if you go and see a counselor or a therapist or anything. And I tell you right now, on my first visit, I knew this is what God had for me. And I knew that this was just going to be mind-blowing in every which way and form and facet. It just so helped me. So I want to encourage you out there right now, if you're considering it, if you're thinking about it, I want to say go ahead and take that first step. If you feel more comfortable going to the prayer side, go to the prayer side. If not, go and see one of the counselors. They're wonderful, amazing people, and I know you will be blessed. So take that step of faith and make it happen.